back to Everson Road. I am Naomi if you are new here. Today we are going to be working on something kind of fun. Tonight we're having a family movie night, so I'm making some treats and snacks and kind of like a snacky dinner. And I just wanted to take you guys along with me. We're making a pull-apart pizza, like monkey bread pizza. We're making our family's spicy pretzels. They're so delicious. We're making some homemade popcorn, and then we're just gonna have some other treats, and then we're gonna put it and decorate it on a board just so, I don't know, we like to have fun, and doing things that are special make a basic movie night even funner. So if you like these kind of videos, please like and subscribe, and we'd love to have you part of our Everson Road family. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you need for this recipe is 2 cans. You want 16 of these biscuits. I got the jumbo biscuits, the basic ones from Walmart. So you take these, open them, and cut these into quarters, which is what we're gonna do right now. And the recipe says to throw everything in this bowl. So I'm just gonna cut and dump, and it seems pretty easy. So I'm just gonna take and keep them stacked and just cut these into 4s and just dump them in this bowl. You dump everything in here, and then you can pour it into your pan, which I think is super easy. Every Christmas, my mom makes cinnamon monkey bread. It is so good. It's like one of our family favorites. So I thought this would be a fun and a unique treat for us tonight. We're gonna start watching all of the Marvel movies again. We do this more than we probably should, but we started at the beginning, I think with Captain America, like the first Avengers, and then we're just gonna keep going until we get to whatever the last movie is. So we enjoy doing that, and I thought this would be fun. And it's been so stinking rainy here in Pennsylvania, in our part of Pennsylvania, that we can't do much outside. So it's nice to have something fun to look forward to. Like, we were gonna have our projector go out back and do it out back, but woo! Yeah, like I said, we can't do that because it keeps raining, and it's making me sad because I love spring and this time of year. Summer not so much, but spring I love. So I'm just gonna keep getting these cut up. I forgot to preheat my oven, so I'm gonna do that now. It says to preheat it to 350 degrees. Now it says to do 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese. We just buy this whole milk mozzarella cheese. It's super hard to shred this here, but it's really good. It's very melty, delicious cheese. And we're not fans of the pre-shredded stuff. We don't like that caking agent, and it just doesn't melt as good. So I'm gonna get this shredded up real quick and get this in the bowl as well. So a half a block did 2 cups of cheese is what we need for this. So if you're wondering, it's a half a block of, what's this? This is a pound, so about 8 ounces of cheese. Get all this cleaned up here. Okay, now it says 8 ounces of pepperoni. I'm going to cut it into pieces. It does not say to, but that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm not sure what 8 ounces is. I'm gonna just measure this one with my heart. You guys know I like to measure with my heart on certain things. So that's what I'm gonna do with this pepperoni. My boys, we all love pepperoni, so it's not gonna be a big deal. I'm gonna quarter this pepperoni as well, like this, and I'm just gonna break the pieces apart and sprinkle it in. And I'm just gonna keep doing it until I think it's enough pepperoni. Because, like, what's a pull-apart pizza thing without extra pepperoni, right? So I'm just gonna keep doing that. All right, now it's calling for a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. So I'm gonna remove this lid, measure out a tablespoon, and maybe a little bit more because like a heaping. I love Italian seasoning. So does my family. So, and then it's a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Once again, I think it's gonna need a little bit more than that. I'm just gonna do a teaspoon instead of a half. Make it have that garlic bread taste. And then 1/3 of a cup of olive oil here. So I'm gonna get 1/3 measured out here. So I have 1/3 of a cup of olive oil I'm dumping in. And then it says to take this and just mix it. And then we're gonna pour it into our sprayed bundt pan. So I'm just gonna take, ooh, that's kind of sticking together there. Hopefully the oil will help separate it. That's very stuck together. Might have to get in here with my hands. Yeah, I'm going in with my hands to try to get this mixed and pulled apart. This is sticking together quite a bit. Maybe I should have put the oil and stuff in on the dough before I added everything else to keep it from sticking, but it's super stuck together. But like I said, it's gonna be fine. Look at that. I mean, that's gonna be delicious. No complaints here. And I think that's a good amount of pepperoni, even though I didn't measure. I'm just, like I said, a lot of things in the kitchen are done with your heart. This is no exception. And look at all that Italian seasoning on that. Delicious. All right, so I'm gonna use some of the non-stick olive oil spray, and it says to spray the inside of your bundt pan. There's a good bit of oil in this, but just in case. And then I'm using my hands again. I keep washing my hands. I'm just gonna layer this in so there's like equal amounts of pepperoni, cheese, all that stuff. So when we pull this apart, it actually, you know, has all the stuff in it that's delicious. And after I get this in here, you bake it for 30 to 35 minutes. Not sure how you know if it's done, but I'm thinking it's gonna be fine. Biscuits are delicious, probably till pretty golden brown. But yeah, this is what I'm gonna keep doing. I'm gonna just keep layering these in here and try to get some of the pepperoni and cheese all over everything because some of this dough is still sticking together. And I wanna make sure everything's covered and pretty even in here. It's gonna be yummy. All right, so this is what it looks like, ready to go in the oven. I'm going to bake this, like I said, 30 to 35 minutes at 350 degrees. And just check for doneness. Like I said, it'll be dark, it'll be brown and whatever. I've never made this before, so this is my first time, so I'll let you know how it goes. And then when it's done baking, you flip it over onto a plate, and I'll show you that step when I get there. But while this bakes, I'm gonna get my dishes done. Okay. So now I'm gonna make some homemade popcorn. It's simple. I know a lot of people probably know how to do this, but I do this on the stovetop using olive oil, the popcorn kernels, a very heavy bottom pan. We've had this since we got married. It's very old, it's like 24 years old. And then I got these cute little doohickeys, like popcorn holders at the Dollar Tree. So they came for $1.25 or whatever it is now. So we're gonna use these too. And I'm gonna show you how that we make our popcorn. It's really, really good. It's delicious and feels healthier. So we're gonna go with that. Okay, so I'm gonna heat up my pot here. Could put some oil in it. I'm gonna heat it over like medium high heat. I do not measure, like I'm adding probably like 2 or 3 tablespoons of oil. And then I just take my kernels, like a good bit, because it's 4 of us. We like popcorn. And then I kind of like, I try to coat, like I wait till it gets warm a little bit, and then I'm gonna get these kernels coated. And once they start to sizzle, you'll see them starting to pop. Once they start popping, I put the lid on it and I just shake it. So I'll show you that process as we go here. You'll see the oil start getting warm. So I like to just make sure that all my kernels are coated in oil so that they all pop evenly, because I put salt on mine. My boys add other things. Another really good seasoning mix is garlic salt, onion powder, and cayenne pepper. Like I mix that together and I'll sprinkle that too with the salt. It's like a spicy, delicious popcorn. It's so yummy. But for now, today we're gonna do just the salt and let my boys and my husband add whatever they would like at the end. So I'm just gonna keep, yeah. See, you can see, I mean, it's hard to see, but the oil has covered all the kernels, and I'm just gonna let this start heating up, and you'll see the sizzle of the oil and the popcorn kernels, and they'll start sizzling and then make little pops. And once they start to pop, like I said, I'm gonna put the lid on it. Okay, you can see, hopefully you can see, zoom in a little bit here, that they're starting to sizzle. The oil is good, and this is gonna get ready to start popping. And when I put the lid on and start shaking, it's so I don't burn the popcorn. You wanna keep the movement going on the pan. Just so, like I said, your popcorn doesn't burn. I've never had it burn, but I think that's why. I keep it moving. Oh, all right. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, they're starting to pop. So now is when I put my lid on. Well, I'll give it a couple more seconds, and the more that pop, I know they're ready, and I don't want them shooting all over my kitchen. So I'm gonna let those pop just a little bit more, just a couple more, and then I'm gonna put the lid on. All right, so now the lid's on. I'm gonna zoom back out a little bit. And then I just do this. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera, but you can hear it hitting the lid in there. You just don't want it to burn, so I just keep this moving on my stovetop like this. It's kind of like those Jiffy things you can get at the store, but I feel like this is just way healthier. Like I know it's way healthier, so I'm just gonna keep doing this. Now I keep doing this until I hear the popping slow down, because it goes for a while and you can hear it's not popping as much. I turned my heat off. I'm just letting like the residual heat continue to pop the popcorn kernels, but this is practically done, and I'll show you what it looks like in a second. So I moved this over here. I'm just gonna show you real quick. That's our pop. Oh, the steam. Hopefully it didn't. No, it looks like. So right now, I'm going to add a good bit of salt, not a ton, and get this all shook up and put it in our little adorable popcorn things. I just put the lid back on and give it a pretty good shake here, like this. So I'm just gonna take a half a scoop thing here and get this scooped in here. I think these containers are just so stinking cute. Look how cute these are. I love them. So I'm gonna give everyone we have a family of 4. I have 2 boys and my husband. And so I'm gonna get all 4 of these filled up and we'll add these to our little grazing board. So the last recipe we're gonna make is our family's favorite. It's just pretzels and seasonings, but it's so delicious. This old, you can see very old recipe. My father-in-law made these at our wedding reception and they were so good. And I asked him for the recipe and for some reason I cannot part with this. This is how I wrote it down when he gave it to me. And like I said, this is 24 years old. I need to like preserve this somehow, but I use this one and I will put the recipe in the description down below. But these are so yummy. They're like some of our family's favorite snacks and I'm gonna show you how I make them now. All right, so first thing you need, I'm not a fan of vegetable oil, but it works the best in this. And like I said, we don't eat this very often, but you need 3/4 of a cup of this vegetable oil. And I pour this in the pan first so the other seasonings can be whisked in. So yeah, just 3/4 of a cup. Like I said, it's a lot of oil. I know everybody's gonna come for me, but like I said, rare occasion that we make these. They're really good, so just trust the process. So you need, let's do the cayenne first. You need a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So a whole teaspoon. This is what obviously makes it spicy. I do like keeping teaspoons and tablespoons of things just because that's how I roll. You need a teaspoon of lemon pepper. I'm just gonna dump it into there so I don't get the cayenne inside it. Like I said, a little bit more than it asks for. Like this. And then 1.5 teaspoons of garlic salt. I'm just gonna use my 1/2 teaspoon 3 times. 1, 2, 3. A little bit more for measure there. And then it says 1 packet of dry ranch seasoning. I use this. I don't measure. I just start going. It's all caked together. Hold on a second. All right, so I just start shaking. We like it extra ranchy. So I just keep going till I feel like it's enough. That looks good. And then I whisk this all together. You want to make sure you break up any like chunky pieces and whatnot that's in here. If you don't like spice, maybe use a little less cayenne. If you want more spice, add a little more cayenne. But we've got this down to like pretty much a science, and it's so good. My son Aaron makes these alone a lot. He'll make like little individual servings of this, which I think is fun. So yeah, I'm just gonna get this all whisked together. All right, so now you need, I use a 1 pound bag. It says 15 ounces on the recipe, but I've always used a 1 pound bag. I'm not gonna like take 1 ounce of pretzels out. And you just dump them in here, like so. And you do need a pretty big pan, so you can stir. Let me get the spoon, okay. And then you literally just stir this around to coat these pretzels. These bake at 250 degrees. It says 25 to 35 minutes. I stir it every 10 minutes. You want the seasoning to dry on the pretzels, like the oil and stuff. But you do want to stir them every once in a while. Just make sure they're evenly coated and that everything's baking evenly. So yeah, 250 degrees for as long as it takes for the oil to and whatever to get absorbed into the pretzels and be dry. You don't want it wet. See how it looks like real wet? You don't want it to look like that. So I'm just gonna keep stirring these till they're coated. And our pizza bake's almost done. So about 3 minutes. So I'll preheat the oven back down. I'll turn the oven back down to 250 for these pretzels and get these in the oven and just get them baked. And like I said, these are so good. We usually double this recipe just because we eat them so quickly. But this will be a fun addition to our movie night tonight. All right, that looks good to me for now. So I'm just gonna let these sit until our oven is done with our pizza bake, and then I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. Okay. Look at this. That is so pretty, and you should smell it. I swear they need to invent smell-o-vision. But this, I did do the whole 35 minutes because I felt like the biscuits weren't quite done. I'm leaving this in this pan for right now because it's not quite dinner time for us, so I may throw this back in the oven just to get warm. But when I'm done, you'll take this and flip it, and I'll show you. I'm just gonna flip it out onto this pan or this plate, and it'll be like the monkey bread. And like I said, I'll show you what that looks like, but this smells absolutely insane. So we're excited to try this later today. All right, so these baked for probably 50 minutes. You can see all the seasonings are dry, it turned into like chunks down there. But the pretzels get like a coating on them, and it's so stinking good. Like I said, these are really good warm, but we let them cool before we put them in any bags or any containers. But yeah, this is our spicy pretzels. Like I said, I'll leave the recipe down in the description. They're just so good. They are just nostalgic to our family now. My boys grow up on these because, like I said, my father-in-law, and he's passed away, so it makes it even like more of like it feels like an heirloom. But this recipe is so good, and I know he would love that everyone made them because he was an amazing cook and he loved doing fun things like this. So yeah, this is our spicy pretzels, and I'm gonna work on putting together our movie night board. I want to add fruit and vegetables to it too, like some carrots, some celery. So I'm gonna get that chopped up and like do our board and show you guys what that looks like too. All right, so I found these wood rounds years and years ago at Home Depot. I don't even know if they exist still. And I stained it, and I used butcher block sealant because it says it's food safe. So I coated it in that. You can see there's holes here. We're gonna put handles on this eventually. But yeah, we made this, and we wanted to use this as our like charcuterie board type of thing. So for our board, we have M&Ms, Reese's Pieces. We got these Nerds gummy clusters and Whoppers, and then we got some Twizzlers. And I'm gonna just put these around, add some of our other things like our popcorn and our spicy pretzels and stuff to this, and just make a fun board. Like I said, we'll carry it into our living room. We were gonna do this outside, but we cannot because it keeps raining. But we're gonna carry this in our living room, and tonight we'll just sit around and have this here for snacking on. What I'd like to do to this board is put like a Lazy Susan type thing on the bottom, so this would like spin, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So I'm gonna get this board decorated and ready to go. All right, so I grabbed some halos to put on our board. I got some baby carrots that I'm gonna add. I'm just gonna take all these out of these boxes and get them put into some of these bowls so they don't like, some of this will scatter everywhere. These are neat. I never had one, maybe two before, but these are gummy clusters I've never really had. I heard they're awesome. But yeah, I'm just gonna stick in these little containers and get our board. Just put everything in containers so I can see where I want everything. Whoppers are my oldest son's like favorite. They're not mine. I do not like the malted milk balls, but he loves them. So we're gonna use some of these in here. I'm gonna get some smaller containers though. So I'm just gonna get these dumped in here. I don't need these big bowls. Maybe for some carrots and stuff I will, but for right now I do not need them. So yeah, I want some healthy options on this board. I don't make boards like this ever. So I'm just kind of going with it, seeing what I can do. Adding some vegetables, because like I said, I like the vegetables a lot. My kids maybe not. No, my kids are good about vegetables. They're actually quite good. Like when I make a vegetable tray for something, they chow that thing down. It's like devoured. So we'll get some of that. All right, so I have the majority of our stuff on here. I'm gonna just kind of like organize it to make it look cute. I don't know how to do this popcorn, but I'm still gonna put it on because I like it. I think it's adorable. I'm so excited about these little popcorn things. I remember getting a big bowl for popcorn once, like the plastic at the Dollar Tree, but I had never seen these teeny tiny smaller ones. And yes, I have 2 bowls of spicy pretzels. We'll probably need a 3rd or a 4th, but that's okay. I'm gonna try to kind of like stack these guys a little bit so I can fit on. Oh, maybe we'll do 1 bowl. Let's pull this off and get this like this and put this guy here and just kind of like pull our Twizzlers apart. Are you team Twizzler or team Red Vine? I am and always will be team Twizzler. I know some people are like hardcore Red Vine people. They are not for me. I don't like the cherry taste. I like the strawberry. So I'm just gonna get these pulled apart because they are, you know, they sat in my car and then they got warm and then they stuck together. Just get these like this. I want to shove these on here, but I don't know if I'll be able to carry it once I do. Let me get... This is the end result. I think it's cute. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay. This is going to be super, super fun. And I will try to get this in the living room, but it has, you know, got the spicy pretzels, some peanut M&Ms, Whoppers, Reese's Pieces, the gummy clusters, more pretzels, some oranges and carrots to make us feel like we're doing something healthy, and then our homemade popcorn, which is, oh man, seriously, this popcorn is delicious. It's divine. But that's our finished board. So we'll have that tonight with our pizza and our pull-apart pizza, and it'll be so good. It'll be like a snacky dinner, and I am so excited about it. So I just want to thank you all for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this like cook with me style video that is getting ready for our fun movie night. We are super excited to restart the Marvel series. Thank you for being here as always, and thank you for taking time out of your day to watch these videos. It means the world to us. If you'd like to like and share, that would be amazing. Like I said, we'd like to get 1,000 subscribers. That'd be super fun, right? So from our family to yours, thank you for being here. We love you guys, and we appreciate you being here for our videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye.